Hey everyone, this podcast is sponsored by In-House Media. In-House Media is currently offering premier services for all of their clients. From web development to LLCs and trademarks to radio advertisements and even producing fresh new podcasts and more. The difference between In-House Media and the other local web development competitors is with In-House Media, you actually own all the media that's developed for you. Don't get your head caught in the corporate cluster and work with someone local right here in Genesee County, a family-owned business who gives you the opportunity to own all of your trademarks, websites, and more. Visit them online now at inhousemediaofficial.com and use the promo code BurtonBeat to receive 25% off your first service with In-House Media.
Welcome to the Burton Beat. This is our 6th episode, right?
Yes.
6th episode.
6th episode.
We are here with
PLeThorA.
Yeah, PLeThorA. I don't know why it just went out of my mind. I was like,
You can still say plethora if you want, but
yeah.
we like to put the emphasis on the wrong syllables.
Syllables.
So what's the difference between plethora and PLeThorA?
Nothing.
The
The pronunciation.
Okay.
It just sounded more epic.
All right. So let's start off with the introductions. I'm Jeff. This is Mark.
I am Anthony.
I am Matt.
I am Tyler.
I am Andrew.
I am Jess.
And our other drummer, Carl, is not here.
Okay. Right on. And then, so I guess so you say other drummers, so what all instruments do we play?
Bass vocals.
I am guitar, kazoo, and vocals.
Guitar.
Synthesizers.
Percussion.
Right on.
And Carl's also drums.
Carl's also drums. All right. So, because me and Mark were talking about this beforehand, kazoo is definitely a bold choice. You don't see kazoo in a lot of things. What was the, like, was it just a spur of the moment thing, or?
When did it come into play?
I randomly saw this two-person ukulele guitar band that was playing comedic songs on a mission trip called Popple, and they had a kazoo, and I was like, what if we put that in metal and rock?
Literally the very first show 13 years ago, we had a kazoo.
So, yeah, it was always kind of, that was supposed to be the original main gimmick before we had costumes.
So then I'm guessing though that your type of music is metal. That's.
You could say there's a plethora of genres. Everything is based out of like rock or metal, but we have a million different influences ranging from European folk to blues to funk to anything groovy to just European power metal stuff. So like
10 years ago it was, we want to write songs that sound different from each of the other songs, hence the name.
if you don't like one of the songs, you'll probably like a different one.
And then now we just try to write things that we want to listen to and play.
And we ended up with like 25 folk songs, so we can play those at the Renaissance Festival
Right.
on our acoustics, which is what we're doing here tonight.
Okay.
It's our Renfest set.
Right on. So you guys played at the Renfest was it Holly?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was our second season there that we just did. And the first time it was just me, Tyler, and Jess, and then
That was 5 dates, and then this time we did 16 dates, which would be 64 shows.
Sorry, technical difficulties with the new mic. I think eventually we'll probably get like a cover on it. Maybe that'll work. Just cover it with like some sort of spray foam.
you should probably be sitting here. It's that speaker, I'm pretty sure.
Here. Let's move it that way a little bit, because I'm pretty sure it can still pick us up.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, going to the Renaissance Festival, I'm guessing you guys dress up.
Yes, we wear pirate, Viking, that type of stuff. They have themed weekends too. I don't have a kilt, but you can wear kilts and stuff.
Yeah, we dress up because it's fun, not only because it's in our contract.
And we have stunt guys and dancers that sometimes come to our shows as well.
You'll see the best costumes ever at the Renaissance Festival. I mean, some people really get into it. It makes it that much more fun.
I've been there. I've seen all the costumes. I like the. I just like how they really get into it. Like they're serious about their costumes.
Yeah, I've been going there
They're very
for
authentic.
15 years before we even started playing, and I was always dressing up. It's the best place where nerds can go to just be nerds. It's wonderful.
So, I definitely can tell. Well, I guess I'll just jump right into that. As far as nerds go, because I'm a super nerd, okay? And one of your songs, hold on, it is Aquaman.
Aquaman's Revenge.
Yeah, Aquaman's Revenge. Like, whose fault was that?
So I wrote that song before Aquaman was played by Jason Momoa, and he made it cool. This was back when he was still blonde and stupid, and he just like, you can command fish. Well, I thought it'd be funny if Aquaman was really tired of getting made fun of, and so he goes to the depths of the ocean to bring up ancient beasts such as Cthulhu or the Kraken and just destroys the earth.
I love that. I like the part in there where it's hide your kids, hide your wife.
That's from, that's a reference
the
to
meme.
the meme
Yeah.
from that one video.
That song was written when that meme was new.
So, where did you guys form and where?
Well, that would be me, him, and a couple other guys now not in the band anymore.
We're the only two originals left.
We got this idea to just form a very stupid rock band and write very stupid songs. And the idea was initially just going to be a one-off thing for a fundraiser. So we wrote 4 songs and we're like, well, we'll play this and then I'll raise money for this thing. Then
Everyone at the show loved it more than the other bands, and we only played 4 songs. So we decided to just keep it going.
Yeah.
And us two were like, we got somewhere, we could actually do something with this. And the other guys were just kind of doing it for fun, so now 13 years later, we're still going. But we switched from writing sillier songs about like narcoleptic sea cows to something a little more straightforward comedy, such as, drinking songs and Guy Fieri and all these other, I don't know, just Space Force, whatever we can think of that's more well-known or more relatable to the commoners.
I can tell you guys' writing is very serious, no funny business, pretty much strict, no fun be had lyrics. I like that.
Oh yeah, we write really boring songs. They're all serious. A lot of rising like the Phoenix and stuff.
really hate music.
So, all right. So most of the songs are written. You write most of the songs.
Me, usually Anthony helps a little bit. I kind of like.
We go back and typically it's me and you going back and forth with ideas for a while and then eventually bringing something up to.
Yeah, I do a lot of demos in my room and then kind of send them off, and every now and then I'll give Tyler here. He's been with us for 3 years, and Andrew's been with us for about 1.5 years. She joined us to do Renfest stuff, so I just gave him some more he can do a couple solos here and there type of thing, and same thing with Andrew. So now that they're solid and dedicated,
Well, that's
I
awfully
like
nice.
letting them do some stuff because I mostly write everything solo guitar wise.
Right.
I think Jess has a couple songs she's working on too.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, we have lots of ideas coming up, and we have so many different songs in certain styles. Like our next album we want to do, it's all of our metal stuff. So we're gonna call that one Kazoo Metal. And then we've got another 10 folk songs we can do for the Renfest crowd, so we can do a second album of folk stuff because we just released one this summer called Folk It Up.
full get up.
I've
That
seen that. I've
has,
seen that. I like it.
Yeah, it has all of our folk rock, folk metal songs that we had recorded up to that point, so we could have that for the Renfest. And then, after that, we've got songs full of like rock and roll bangers that we play, and then we've got a whole like space themed album we want to do. That's lots of synthesizers and stuff. That'll be called Space Force. So yeah, we have a lot of ideas coming up. It'll just take recording time, but we have 4 albums out and a good system in place. So
Now we're finally at a point where we can record without going and driving 2 hours away to pay someone a lot of money.
yeah, we figured out how to self-record everything, and we just get it mixed at my buddy's studio. That's Tuxedo Avenue Recording Studios down in Roseville, I want to say, like one of those Detroit suburb areas. So.
Ferndale-ish.
Pretty sure it's Roseville, but close enough. You could Google it.
I'll make sure I tag them in the post and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
shout out to Paco Higdon.
To who?
Paco Higdon, he's the
Oh,
guy,
he
he's
owns
the
the
owner of the
studio.
studio.
I thought you were speaking a different language for a second. I was like, what?
No, that's his name. That's his real name. I promise.
Right on.
So, who actually came up with the costumes? And like, did you design them?
Oh yeah, he
I
designs the costumes.
design all the costumes. Yeah, it's like cosplay foam type stuff.
Yeah.
I kind of just make it up as I go. Sometimes I'll use motorcycle armor as the base just to give me something to work off of. But yeah, it's all pure Americonium. It's one of the rarest materials on Earth. We find it beneath Michigan, weirdly under our practice space. Kind of weird when quarantine happened and I kind of refixed all of our gear. There's just this wealth of Americonium down there. So
Americonium.
strongest material on Earth, better than adamantium, better than vibranium.
I do remember seeing that on the elemental chart as of recently, actually.
Yeah, it's a secret element. It's like
Yeah.
the
Like,
extra one.
yeah, next to the element of surprise. I like
Element
that.
1776.
Element 1776.
So, wow. What all is your inspiration? I'd like to hear some from people down there too. Like what, as far as like your music background, like what is your inspirations?
Here, everybody say what music you like.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
I like a lot of 90s grunge type stuff.
Yeah. There you go.
Some metal too. I'm kind of eclectic. What do they call that? Polyjammers.
Polyjammers? I think she might have actually pushed the button that turns it. Is there numbers on there?
It made
There
a
are
new,
no-
it made a
there are
new,
numbers on there.
new word, polyjammers.
Now there's numbers on there again. Is it? Hello? I'm just very quiet.
Okay. I was like,
Yes.
It's on.
Yeah, it's Polyjammers. I played with another band at Renfest, and we were going to bring Matt on for the season with it's an Ulian Piper and a fiddle player, but COVID happened, so we didn't end up doing that. And they ended up retiring, so they were nice enough to say, "Hey, we got gigs still, and you want to do it?" And I said, "Absolutely." So here I am.
What band were you in?
It was called the Sea Drifters.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
so they
awesome.
used to be Raven Song quite some time ago, but yeah, Dizzy Drifters, and we played kind of Americana stuff as well as a lot of Irish tradition.
okay. Right on.
So I always played guitar and bass in bands over the years, and I just got really into making electronic music, stuff like that, with the synths. So that's really what brought me here. I started focusing a lot more on the keys, and it needed a keyboard player, so it ended up definitely expanding the palette of what I ever would have tried to do.
Right on.
I don't think you expected to play pyro metal.
Oh, never, never.
I just picked up the guitar because I was 16. Megadeth showed me that you could actually put 8 guitar solos in one song, and I didn't know that was possible. So, them, Tool, Animals as Leaders, it's my particular flavor of music. I'd played a few songs with some friends before. It was fun, but I was flying by the seat of my pants. A few years ago, Matt asked me to join and has taught me a lot of the basic stuff I skipped over because, I wanted to be a guitar hero without putting in the work, and it's helped out a lot. It's a lot of fun. I love heavy music. I love prog and psychedelic stuff, and I don't know. I like a lot of the weird stuff that maybe you gotta listen to a couple times, but It's cool. You appreciate something way more when you understand how to play it than when you just listen to it. You know, music only gets better over time.
Right.
Yeah, and I listen to a lot of European bands. There's like I started off with classic rock, and then went to metal, and then I went to like death metal, and then melodic death metal, and then folk metal, power metal, all this silly stuff from Europe, especially like bands like Ailstorm, like I said, pirate metal. They're literally a pirate metal band, or like Glory Hammer. They sing there's power metal songs about unicorns fighting like zombies and evil wizards and stuff. So like, I draw a lot of silly stuff from the European bands. I like a lot of stuff from over here too, but like Europe has so much better festivals, and just like every time you go to a rock festival here, it's Five Finger Death Punch for the 50th time as a headliner. Over there, it's like every sellout arena band is a headliner playing at a big festival, and it's nuts.
They have the Wacken Festival, which is the biggest metal festival in the entire world.
Wacken?
Oh yeah,
It's probably pronounced Wacken, but you know.
Yeah.
it's in Germany. But yeah, just I have so many, like I got into all the prog bands too, but it's just like I like almost every genre, and I played trombone in high school.
Okay.
So like I have classical backgrounds there, and I've just taught myself all sorts of different instruments.
I also played trombone in high school, and then 2 months after graduating high school, we got the idea to start this band, and I was like, I should learn another instrument. So picked up the bass guitar for that.
He played bass for 3 months before our first show.
That's
3
true.
months. 3 months. You were practically an expert.
Yeah, there were a couple of years at the beginning where I didn't know what I was doing. I'm like, I can play our songs.
To be fair, half our band in our first year didn't know what they were doing.
That's also
We were writing very simple songs that I was shredding over.
that actually was kind of how it started.
Yeah, they would write simpler parts, and then I would make the song seem more technically based because I had been playing for a lot longer. So I've been playing over 20 years.
Ari, one of the first few songs we ever wrote, and we were like, this should be a harder rock song, like an AC/DC style song. So we chose the chord progression AC/DC, and then he started shredding over it. And that is actually how that started. As far as music I listen to, I just look for things that have just a tinge of weird. Yeah. And something to reel you in and keep you there.
I kind of picked that up. I'm gonna say that you guys just listening, because I was listening to your Spotify. Basically, when I go to take a nap or when I'm sleeping, I put my headphones on and I listen to your music. And
that's how most people listen to it.
Well, okay, no, it wasn't like it was very enjoyable. I'm not saying that, okay, because I was doing research. That's how I research, and I don't have a lot of time. So yes. Anyways, no, good music, not lullaby music, but I was listening and I was like, okay, I'm thinking that there's got to be some inspiration from Weird Al in this.
That was the first concert I ever went to.
Because
Same. Andrew and I were 6 years old. He might have been 7. That was the first show I ever saw, and he set a high bar.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
Well, because if I'm correct, every time I flush.
It's a parody, yeah.
Yeah. So but I can't think of what it's a parody of.
Oh, every time we touch by Cascada.
Okay, all right.
And then I got terrible food poisoning one night at a show, and I'm like, we should turn this into a song. I got a great idea for it.
I would say a lot of the inspiration, Weird Al's in there, but for me, the biggest thing I would say was like a mix between Guar for the costumes, Green Jello, because they do costumes and lots of crazy puppet stuff.
Right.
Alice Cooper is another big one for me because they have a lot of just crazy stage prop stuff going on.
Right.
I've kind of combined all of these, and then we opened up for Green Jello back in 2017, and it was
to join the
well.
band.
Here's what happened. So I'm wandering around in my costume. We had already played because for some reason we went on first, even though we were the only band that fit with them on the bill. But like so Bill Manspeaker's late to the show. He sees me in my costume. He goes, "What do you play?" And I'm like, kazoo and guitar. He's like, "You're in the band." I'm like, okay. So then that night I played kazoo and backing vocals for Green Jello on stage, and then he asked us to be like his Michigan backing band because there's over 900 members in his band.
What?
He sort of does this thing where
Yeah,
he flies out of California every weekend, and he books regional shows for 3 nights, and then he kind of has local bands that he's picked out that he likes to play the songs. So we usually end up opening for Green Jello, and then we play in Green Jello right after. We just did that in October at Harpo's,
Wow.
and that was kind of dope.
Bill
He never
Manspeaker.
played there before.
Bill is the greatest frontman I have ever seen. That man can take command of a show with any audience immediately.
Well, yeah, he's standing on a chair in his underwear.
Shout out to Bill Manspeaker. But it was kind of crazy because I was like, wow, this is one of my inspirations for doing music. And then suddenly he's like, "You're in my band." I'm like, okay. And then we ended up writing a song called The Drinking Song, which we'll play in a little bit.
Right on.
That was me and Bill and Anthony wrote it together. So it got on their new album called Garbage Band Kids that was released last year or 2 years ago. I can't remember what time it is now. After COVID, time is weird.
Yeah, well, because you had the song about Corona.
Oh yeah, Corona Blues.
Yeah, Corona Blues. What I am curious about one of your songs, Captain Crunch.
I love that.
Can you please explain
I love
what's
that.
that's
So
about?
I wrote that song like 4 years ago, and that demo sat on my computer for a few years. And then last year, when we found out we had 5 days at the Renaissance Festival, I was like, oh well, we need a bit more material. So we learned it really fast, and I didn't think it was going to be that big of a hit. And then everybody at Renfest wouldn't stop shouting, "Crunch, crunch, crunch," or like, "Crunchitize me, Captain," at me every time I was wandering around. So that became like our biggest hit song there. And so I knew we had to record it fast and get a music video and on the album for this last coming year. 'Cause people were just chanting like, "Where is the song? Where is the video?" Like, when we wrote this, we like officially learned this song 2 weeks before we started playing it.
Well, the first one I brought up on YouTube happened to be the Leprechaun. That was very comical, and I laughed my ass off.
Yeah.
Sorry, my brother was the Leprechaun, and he took great joy in me and
I was going
everyone
to
else
ask
in
you
the
who was the
band.
Leprechaun.
Yeah, we just I like taking, so like for the folk songs and stuff, I really like, a lot of, if you go to Renfest, you'll hear like every band play Drunken Sailor or like your typical old Irish folk tunes or like Whiskey in the Jar. So my thought was, let's make some upbeat, Flogging Molly style songs or some folk metal songs, but make them about modern day things like getting drunk in a Walmart.
Yes. Oh my God. I
great.
fucking love that song. And my brother I have a brother that works at Walmart. Shout out to Kelsey. He's got a little YouTube thing. It's was it Orange and Glad. Anyways, and you singing this song was all I could think of was my little brother with this whole thing. I died laughing because I had my headphones on and my daughter's on her tablet and stuff like that, and I'm busting out laughing. She looks over me like I'm fucking crazy. She's 11 years old, and because there's the sticking the fry down some guy's smelly butt crack or whatever. I almost died. It was
If you go to Walmart, you're gonna see the weirdest shit you can find.
yeah.
There's literally like Walmart bingo cards, like found a dirty diaper in the parking lot, check.
Everybody has been drunk at a Walmart at some point in their life.
That's
I know that's an undeniable fact.
And some of us don't.
A lot of head nodding out there.
So what is your biggest song? Like, I know you said that Captain Crunch was the biggest one for Renaissance, but what is it overall?
Biggest? That's a hard one, but if you look at what
Like statistics.
over the course of the 13 years we've been around, that would be Lucky the Pirate from the very first album.
Wow.
But if you go by statistics, a random live video of this song we have called "The Pit" went viral in India for some reason. In India, and it got 250,000 views.
Oh my
in
God,
that.
dude! Listen to this. You're going to love this song.
And the song is about breaking your teeth on fruit that have really large pits. But it's about, but the idea behind that song is, let's have a song called "The Pit." Like, let's get this pit moving. But it's actually about breaking your teeth on fruit.
I love it.
I can see it.
That's great.
Abanush, play this at 7-Eleven. They're going to love it. Trust me, they're going to love this song.
But yeah, I have no idea why that got popular over there. And like, we did a video for a song called "Rocky the Red Rock'em Sock'em Robot,"
Oh, yeah,
Oh yeah, with the MWO wrestlers.
and that one has like 30,000 views on it now. But we never play that song.
This is-
It's just the video was just really cool because we got the Michigan Wrestling Organization to come out. They were like fighting over who was going to play the robots. So I told them all just to wear red and blue shirts, and then at the end, after the fight happens in the actual wrestling ring we shot it in, they could just beat the crap out of each other as like a riot for like, oh well, our guy didn't win type of thing. So I literally had their entire roster come beat the hell out of each other at the end of this video.
For some reason, there's a guy swinging fire.
Doesn't Jack Kelly?
Yeah, but he does, not, I don't think it's NWO, I think it's Pure Pro.
Pure Pro.
Pure
Yeah,
Pro?
it's Pure Pro.
Oh, okay.
Also, shout out to those guys. Look, that ring is way bouncier than you think.
Yeah.
Still hurts though.
I've been to a Pure Pro match, holy crap.
Oh, it's funny. I was asking them, like, teach me how to fall. I've been watching pro wrestling for a while, like not like hardcore, but it's very entertaining. So, but learning how to fall and not die is very.
It may be staged, but that shit hurts. Like that is real.
It's plywood on a bunch of steel beams.
Yeah.
With a like a 1/4-inch mat.
Yeah.
Over it.
Yeah, I think rehearsed is a better term than
Okay,
staged.
all right. It is essentially.
It's also not rehearsed.
Oh, well,
They do it. They make shit up in the ring. By the way.
well, obviously they make shit up, but they know where it's gonna go.
Listen, I watch Glow. I know what's going on. All right.
You watch Glow?
Yeah, on Netflix. Glow,
Oh, yeah.
women wrestling. There was a lot of nudity. I liked it. It
Oh,
was
wow.
good. It was great. And then it's got that one girl from Community on it.
It's based on a real wrestling show. That was
Yeah,
on
yeah.
NWO though,
Women can wrestle?
I got a.
It's a new day.
They were called the Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling.
Yeah, Glow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He's a year above me. But yeah.
What were we talking about?
Talk about wrestling.
Music
Talk about
videos.
wrestling.
No, that's in India we have
The Pit.
the Pit, yep, and then at the Renaissance Festival it's Crunch Ties We Captain, and then
That's Captain Crunch.
well, yes,
Right.
Captain Crunch, yeah, and then I'm pretty sure one of my favorites is Gravy,
Oh yeah, we do that almost every show.
yeah.
I would say that one's pretty big.
Cold gravy does not taste good. All right, that's what I learned that day.
We started doing this thing in music videos where Tyler gets waterboarded by things that aren't water.
Oh,
So he gets gravy boarded. He gets
Poor
Captain
Tyler.
Crunch boarded at one point. I think we haven't released it yet, but I'm working on editing a new music video for Buy Us a Drink off the new album. And I'm pretty sure he gets booze boarded or something. I can't remember. Maybe it was syrup. No, he gets the syrup.
syrup,
Andrew
oh
gets
god,
syrup.
oh god. You know, actually in the kitchen right now we have like a 5-gallon bucket of baked beans.
Tyler. Being boarded.
Bean board, bean board.
You better not get rid of them without telling me.
Grab life by the beans, that's what I say.
Just the
Grab
other day,
life by the bean.
I did watch a man chug a giant Das Boot thing. His name is Badlands Chugs. He chugged probably like a whole gallon of baked beans. It was impressive. That man is to be feared.
Is he in a relationship?
I hope so.
Because, like-
That's dedication right there. That's
Yeah, but
commitment
like
and
at the
discipline.
same time, you gotta feel sorry for a significant other. Like, I mean, Das Boot, but Das sit out. Das sleeps out on the couch tonight. Like, it's
Das beans.
Das Beans. Oh man. What's those gas
So-
X? Yeah, this is.
What is your favorite venue to play?
Well, that's a really hard
I
one.
mean, that's
Yeah, the machine.
It's the machine shop.
The machine shop and Renfest. Renfest just has this. You have like 4 sets through the day, and basically a guaranteed crowd, and they're all rowdy and drunk, and they love everything you're doing, and you don't even have to try very hard
It's
to
weird
get them
because
riled up.
you don't expect acoustic shows to be some of your favorite, but they are
Right.
when you do it there. But then it's the machine shop.
Yeah, we'll be playing their opening for Psycho Stick again on
Oh,
March 9th.
Yes.
Right, yeah, I've seen that. That's pretty
I've seen
impressive.
Cycle Stick many times.
Have you opened for them before?
Every time they've been at the machine shop since 2013.
Oh, so a couple.
A few times, yeah.
Somewhere between 10 and 15 times.
Oh, okay. Who's your favorite group to play
Play
for,
with.
open for? Is that
I mean-
or not orange jello, green jello?
Probably Green Jello, because we get to like play right before them, and then we get to play as them.
Right.
Psycho Stick for
Psycho
sure.
Stick's pretty great.
Necrogoblicon's a really good one,
Yeah,
if
we
you know who they
played with
are.
them a couple
Yes, I
times,
do.
and it's fantastic.
Lots of really funny goblin-themed metal songs that are just as weird as we are.
And then the Renaissance Festival when we were with our friends in Wakefire and Coal Black Rose. That was,
I know Wakefire very well.
yeah, they put on a killer show.
Oh yeah, they're amazing.
Yeah.
What
That's awesome.
go ahead.
So, what does the future hold for PLeThorA?
Well, we got like probably 10-ish shows coming up. Machine Shop one, we're playing this cool one called Nordic Fire Festival.
Viking Festival out in Charlotte.
Charlotte.
And
Not Charlotte, Charlotte.
we got a
That's
lot
what I was
of we got a lot of other local shows coming up. We plan to be back at the Renaissance Festival this year. That'll be mid-August all the way through September again.
We just booked another smaller Renaissance Festival in June.
Yeah, we're planning on. Probably won't have an album out this year, but I'm going to be starting the recording process for probably multiple projects very soon coming up.
Okay.
Because we have so many ideas, like we want that metal album to come out, but we also want more stuff to release at Renfest.
Right.
So I could be working on 2 albums at a time. I also do all the video editing for all that stuff.
Oh, and then there's that comic thing that's gonna take a long time, but
Comic. I'm interested now.
You got a comment? Nice.
Oh yeah, we have a guy working on a comic book for us. That's gonna be released in a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
likely, yeah.
So that'll be really cool. I have a friend from high school that I've been chatting with. He actually does comic books illustration for a living. That's like what his job is.
Well, you guys are gonna have to get back with me because I actually am a marketing manager, head of marketing for a Comic-Con down in West Virginia. So that would be really awesome to get you guys' comic down there for at least some Comic-Cons.
Yeah, I just finished. I did like all the storyboarding and writing for the layout, and I just got done like a month ago, going over some beginning logistics about getting it started. They should have some concepts for us in the next couple months, getting ready to move forward and tightening up the story and everything.
If you guys are allowed to release any information about it, what is it gonna be about? Like, is it just?
It's like us as in our superhero outfits.
Okay.
We're basically going to be taking on an anti-PLeThorA type band called Generica. And every member of the band represents the most generic and most hated types of music, in my opinion.
So, who's all what?
Well, you're talking about like our character name?
Yeah, your character.
Okay, so I'm
Yes.
Captain America, the Freedomator.
I'm Major Patrius.
I'm Lieutenant Liberatus. Sergeant Starscreech.
We
You haven't come up with one for me yet. So,
Soon,
Oh, we
though.
have to. We have to soon.
yeah.
And then Carl, who is not here, is Captain Dammit.
Captain, damn it!
Yeah, because he always messes up the songs, allegedly.
Oh boy.
We just blame him.
I am really interested. I'm so invested now. I want to know. I want to be one of the first people to get the first comic. I'm
Well, definitely go on our website, PLeThorAmusic.com, and click on the lore tab.
Lord.
We have an entire sprawl of lore behind the band.
Gradually getting larger.
The main idea was that we were this group of super, like, not as superheroes, but like medieval, like warriors that saved the earth at the beginning of time, and then we froze ourselves in magical ice because we saved the earth. There was nothing left to save, and so we thawed out from global warming in 2010
It
when the
wasn't
band
just
formed.
us. When God created us, He also created the ancient kazoo that gave us the power to save the earth.
Oh,
Yeah,
ancient
the kazoo. The kazoo is the mystical weapon that we use to defeat evil. Very key, a key object in our lore.
I want to see, like, I can imagine it like being a lot like Mjolnir for Thor, but like instead of the hammer coming, you're just like.
Got the
Yeah, there's actually like 5 different kazoos in our lore. They each do different things.
Oh, like each of the infinity.
Sort of, but like the main kazoo from the beginning of time has been lost, and like at some point, like all of the like no one knew what it was. It's more like the One Ring from Lord of the Rings, where people find it and it gives them power, but they don't know exactly what it does. So like all of the conquerors from time, the kazoo had passed down to them at one point. Like George Washington uses it to win the war against the British. Like Genghis Khan conquers Asia with it, or something like that. So that it gets corrupted multiple times.
That's cool. My luck, I find a kazoo that has magical powers, and it's just like I don't have to sneeze anytime I have to sneeze. Like it's just like some lame kazoo.
Well, sneezing's pretty annoying. That's a nice power.
Yeah, but like just like. Oh, I really want to sneeze, but like at the same time, like I can't sneeze.
So I think like when that
especially
thing,
multiple sneeze, you know.
I think when that gets played, I don't know if you remember, but there was a Duck Dodgers episode where they unfreeze Dave Mustaine and he has to shred super hard to like get the aliens to go away. So that's
The Duck Dodgers.
maybe not what Matt was going for, but that's what I like to picture.
It's a good episode. It's the only episode of that show I've watched.
We based everything off of this one episode that I watched.
The one episode of Duck Dodgers.
That's
That's
great.
great.
So you've got the metal album coming out, and another album that you're doing for the Ren Fest. What do you guys have any like goals at all? You guys looking at traveling?
Just keep putting out more music. And
Putting it out.
like we feel like we're very behind because our what was supposed to be our second album, Liberate,
Became the third album.
became the third album, and it was released 7 years after it started because we just had. It wasn't really the producer's fault. He just had a lot of life stuff happening,
Yeah.
and we just couldn't get into the studio to get it finished. So like, it was just setback after setback, and I just decided I'm getting the files from him, and I'm just gonna learn and finish it in my room.
Well, life happens.
And
you
then
know. So,
Paco's studio did all the mixing for it. So we ended up releasing Quarantine second. It was an acoustic album. I figured, if there's an apocalypse happening,
Yeah.
there's not going to be power, so this is going to be an acoustic album, and it makes sense. Like locked away, writing these songs in the more bare bones form. So we released that on our 10-year anniversary because we thought we were going to release Liberate on the 10-year anniversary, and then it didn't happen. So I was like, I'll be damned if we don't have something.
Right.
So I locked myself away and like recorded it in my room for 3 months and just got it done.
So now, are you guys with a label, or are you okay?
All independent.
Okay, well that's good. I mean, there's benefits to both, but I mean, for you guys, give you guys more control.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to get this to a point where it kind of starts to roll on its own.
Right.
And
I think a lot of bands made it, independently. So
Yeah.
I mean, that way you don't have any control.
and
Be told what to do.
I mean, I don't care if we ever end up touring across the country, but having larger, consistent gigs and relationships with places that make it so we can do cool big shows like the Renaissance Festival and like Machine Shop, which this will be our 19th time playing there.
Shout out to Kevin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Kevin Zink.
That's great. Good job, Kevin. Who's Kevin again?
Owner of the machine shop.
Ah, yeah.
Make sure you cut that one out.
He's an awesome guy. Very awesome.
That's great. That's good.
Very supportive of local bands. He tries to get as many people on
Right.
as he can.
Yep.
That's great. Hey, I'm not as well connected as most people.
You're very sheltered.
Yeah, they announced the Psycho Stick show. I sent him a message saying, hey, you got room on this? He's like, I'll get back to you and as soon as I know. A couple hours later, he's like, you're on the show.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's cool. I mean, I've seen them 5 or 6 times.
They're fun.
They're very fun. I was trying to get my lady to listen to it, but we didn't get around to it today. But
You gotta put it on when you're napping. It worked for me.
I don't know, there's nothing on when I'm napping except for white noise.
I don't know. I found it to be very soothing. I don't know. It was something about it. It was very upbeat, but also I felt nurtured. Nurtured is what I felt mostly.
I mean, they have a lot of songs about food. You'll be very nurtured.
Oh, dude, what is it? What's the fat ass song?
I can't listen to that thing
the
because I'll
Planet-
be eating all the time.
Planet Fatness. Planet Fatness.
Planet Fatness.
I fucking love that song.
Well, Planet Fitness screwed me out of $150 like 10 years ago, and
Yeah.
I'm real petty about that
Yeah,
type of
no,
stuff.
fuck
Which is why we spent about $500 recording that song.
Unless you guys want to be sponsors, then I take that back. So.
I mean, they call themselves a judgment-free zone, but if you sneeze, they set off a lunk alarm and everyone stares at you. So
Yeah,
like,
definitely not there 3 times a week.
No, I absolutely love I can't say that there wasn't one song that I listened to that I didn't like for one reason or another. Like every song was a banger. I'm not gonna lie.
I try to make sure the choruses are very. If they don't get stuck in your head, I throw them in the garbage. So that's kind of how I write. Is like start off with something real catchy for a chorus and build around that.
Yeah.
I've had Captain Crunch in my head all day.
What was that one I was singing? Zuck Yourself.
Zuck Yourself.
Yeah, from Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, we just hate it.
Yeah, no, yeah, and very well. I mean, like, I'm still gonna use Facebook, but yeah.
Like I mean, yeah, we have
Well, yeah, you
13,000.
established an addiction.
Yeah.
We have 13,000 Facebook followers, but every time we make a post, you get 3 likes tops because their
Right.
stupid algorithms blocking everything,
Yeah.
and they want you to spend $3,000 just to
Yeah.
have anything you post get seen. So it's
Right. That's how they make money.
really stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we wrote that song because I'm real petty about that kind of stuff.
I honestly, I absolutely love that. Was one of the ones I was laughing at. I was like, yes.
I tried tagging him in the video and it wouldn't let me.
You know what?
Violates community standards.
I am also very salty, but for another social media platform, when I had graduated high school back in 05, back many moons, I was on MySpace. Okay, now Tom was my first and only friend. I invited him to my open house. You know who didn't show?
Tom.
Motherfucking Tom. Motherfucking Tom.
You know, at least Weird Al sent you a letter declining your
Oh
wedding.
yeah, a year after I got married, I got an actual response from Weird Al saying he couldn't make it to my wedding.
Oh.
Oh, that's awesome.
But at least he sent you something.
Yeah.
Was it handwritten?
Yes,
Tom
Does it
sent
smell
you a
like
message.
Weird Al?
I assume so.
Dude, I assume that it smells like warm root beer.
Yeah, a little bit of ham.
Yeah.
So my dad, in what was it, 85 or 86, sent a letter asking to be a part of his fan club, and it got returned with his check that he wrote out to the fan club too.
Wow.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of funny getting rejected by a Weird Al fan club, but you know, Al has since made it right. So
I mean, at
I'll
least
forgive
Al like sent a signed no to my wedding.
I'm not gonna lie. I
You
would.
still have that note?
Oh yeah, of course
Yeah,
I
of
do.
course I would too, yeah.
Would you guys
Right
like,
next to his Bible, probably.
what would you guys
Oh,
do?
actually, next to the one from the Pope.
No Pope? You guys got something from the Pope?
I invited the Pope to my wedding.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Oh, but did you get anything back?
Yes.
You
did?
It said something?
Signed Hot Wheels Pope Mobile.
Yeah, from the Vatican. Like, did it have like a little Ziploc of holy water? Like, what was that about?
Oh, yeah, you're sorry.
I got married 6 years ago. I can't remember everything about it, but the Pope did send something back when I invited him to my wedding.
Like wafer of Christ? What did he send back? Like why?
What did he send
Like
back?
what did he send?
What did he
I
send
gotta know.
It was a blessing. I can't, for the life of me, I can't remember. That was 6 years ago.
Oh my God!
And it wasn't quite as simple as the Weird Al signed no.
Oh man!
It was a blessing.
You know what? But you got something in return back. I would at least put their pictures up in your wedding, like when people pass away and you put in memory to remember them on some sort of table. All right, you would have the Pope and the Weird Al. Like I feel like you should have had the. Did you? No, of course not. Inconsiderate asshole. All right, they sent you something back.
Yeah, Tom didn't send you nothing.
Right? Yeah. No, I didn't get not one thing from Tom. And you know who got removed from my friends list? Tom.
Oh.
Exactly. Well deserved.
Did he quit MySpace, or did he just not like you?
I mean, probably he never answered my calls. I never called him, but I'm pretty sure if I did, he would have dodged them.
Tom was in my top 8.
Yeah, top 8. Yeah,
Jeez.
but
Very salty over that.
I am very salty.
Oh.
You know, they make all this money off, and if it wasn't for me, they wouldn't have their social platform. So I feel as it's like with the voters, you know, like with the politicians, they should kiss my ass because I vote. I vote. Tom should at least said something. It made up a lie. I got caught in traffic or something, you know.
What's the opposite of a shout out?
A shout.
Anti-shout out.
Anti-shout.
By the way, shout out to Gibson.
Oh yeah, Gibson. We're hopefully one of these days we say Gibson enough that they'll sponsor us.
Yeah,
So-
Gibson.
Yeah, Gibson.
Gibson.
Just say Gibson enough.
Chipson?
Gibson.
Heller,
I don't want to get sued.
Like GIF or GIF. Yeah.
But we do want to give out a formal shout out to in-house media.
Yes, absolutely.
So thank you for all you do
Yeah. They
and
have.
our support.
Yep. In-house media and Bink Strapper Joes. If it wasn't for them, we wouldn't have this podcast. So we do appreciate them very much.
And their food.
Not in-house media, because
No, not in-house media.
Bink Strapper Joes
Big
though. They
Strapper
have
Joe's food
great
is
food.
great.
Yes. Absolutely. Did you try the balls? The balls are nice.
The Bilbo?
Yes, the
I'm
balls.
gonna be ordering those later.
Yeah, they're good balls.
Yes, good balls. Very nice on your.
Nice
Good
warm
mouth
balls.
feel. Good mouth feel.
Aren't they nice and warm?
Yes, nice and warm.
Sorry.
Covered in cinnamon.
We're gonna get canceled over this.
Sweaty balls.
Sweaty balls. Yeah. You got brothers?
I don't,
Oh, okay.
which thankfully.
Oh,
But
okay.
for this would never end.
Okay, good. So, what do you got?
I don't know, you got anything else?
I
I'm
don't.
enjoying myself.
Yeah, no, you guys are a
Fun.
blast.
You
I'm
guys are
glad-
awesome.
Do you guys? We haven't heard much from you. Did you want to say anything?
Andrew, yes.
It's rough when
You're getting put on
12
spot
years
right
of
now.
the history resides between both of us.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just appreciate to be here, love playing with these guys, and appreciate you guys hosting us. Thank you.
That's
We
awesome.
appreciate you guys coming
I
on.
always
Yeah,
like
it's
to
fun.
throw weird music, and this is definitely weird music, so I'm into it.
All right.
Any questions from the audience?
Yeah, do we have any questions?
I mean, our social media manager here, cameraman.
Yeah,
Shout out
Travis.
to him. I want to give a shout out to Travis. He does an awesome job
Yeah, he's
filming
way.
and recording for us. So
Thank
thank
you,
you.
Travis.
So, what's his name? Ryan.
Oh, yeah. I also want to give a shout out to. He's kind of quirky. He's kind of funny. You should give it listen to the Ryan Mansfield show.
Yep. Great guy.
He's a great guy. He's got, I don't know, he just records in his basement when he feels like he wants to. But he puts out shows out on Spotify and people listen and they love him. And I love that guy too.
Right on.
Will you guys be performing in your costumes tonight or no?
No.
Aww.
Very disappointment. What? Yeah, what you got?
I want to know what the meaning of life is.
I don't know the meaning, but the answer's
Potatoes.
42.
42, okay.
That's the answer to the life meaning of the universe and heavy.
Yes.
Potatoes.
It's a blanket. You know, cups.
All right. Well, thank you very much for coming on our show. I can't wait to hear you guys play. Everyone, this was PLeThorA.
PLeThorA.
I honestly, I really want to say PLeThorA.
Sound like you're trying to say thesaurus.
But I know, no,
Thesaurus?
yeah, yeah, it's like a mini thesaurus. Yes.
A PLeThorasaurus.
No, that's a lot of thesauruses. That's
All right.
All right. Thank you for listening to Bird Beat, and this has been a hoot.
Some of these so-called local media companies claim to sell you a website and a digital platform. But did you know that when your agreement ends, they own your website and your digital platform? Not with In-House Media. We build and design websites, logos, and radio and TV ads, trademarks, and more. And when we're done, you own all of it. We also provide web hosting, tech support, SEO services, and so much more. When we're done, the site is yours. The trademarks are yours. Don't get your head caught in a corporate cluster. Work with somebody locally right here in Genesee County. Online at inhousemediaofficial.com. In-House Media. We're in the business of building business.